Yes! Great! Today we'll be talking about applause, your presentations, and your results. This is your friend here, Roberto Monaco with InfluenceOlogy. You may want to get a piece of paper and pen to write this information because it's really powerful. We'll be discussing a study done by the University of Warwick and published by the American Journal of Sociology. The name of the study is called Generating Applause, a Study of Rhetoric and Responses at Party Political Conferences. So what these scientists, researchers did, John and David, what they did, they analyzed 476 speeches in a total of 42 hours. So basically, they went and recorded 476 speeches, the total amount of 42 hours, and they want to study and investigate what kind of speeches and why some speeches were able to generate a lot of applauses and why some speeches were not able to generate good applauses. And sometimes a speech was actually able to generate anywhere from 2 to 8 times more applauses or good responses than the other ones. So why is that? Well, they realize that there's actually 7 things that differentiate the good speeches from the bad speeches. 7 little things. Now, number 1 is what they call puzzle and solution, also known as problem and solution, meaning that a good presentation, a speech, political speech, talks about the problem, then later on offers a solution. The second characteristics of the great speeches is that they use the power of three things, 3 words, 3 phrases, 3 verbs, 3 adjectives when constructing a sentence. I actually record a whole video on the power of 3 in the past. You can search on our YouTube channel. We also talk about the contrast. They realize that the best speeches, presentations in this case, they always are, when developing or presenting their content, they contrast before and after, contrast the energy level of the presenter. So contrast was a huge tool that show up at the best speeches. Another characteristics, the great speeches, they have a punchline. Every great presentation has a good punchline. One of the punchlines that I use is this: it's never about wanting to, it's about being committed to. My people are like, wow, it's never about wanting to, it's about being committed to. That's one kind of punchline. The 5th strategy, they call rhetorical devices. By the way, all these things are, you can study and present. If you're a student of influence or rhetoric or presentation skills, most likely you already know about this. Is a combination of these tools. Sometimes they're using contrast with a problem solution. Sometimes they're using punchline with a power of 3. So basically, another characteristics of the best speeches, they use a combination of these tools. Position taking is very important. The best speeches, the presenter took a position, either this way or this way, either right or left, either red or black. They took a position and they stand by this position. And the 7 rhetorical device, what they call pursuit. And pursuit, what it is that they, let's say they give a punchline and the presenter in that case didn't get a good response. Couple minutes later, they goes back and do the punchline again until he gets a good response. Now, this video though, I'll be talking about one of these tools, which is contrast. Now, Roberto, how can you use contrast in presentation? Great question. I want to give you a lot of examples here. Pick up 1 or 2 or 3 and execute it, implement right away. You can contrast money, how much money they're making now, how much money they can make in the future, or save money. You can contrast time, how much time they're spending now, how much time they're going to spend in the future. Hopefully it has. You can contrast lifestyle, how the life is right now, how the life could be like if they adopt your product or service. Contrast health, how the health was in the past, now in the future. You can contrast things that are impossible to things that are possible. Contrast all the advantages of doing something compared to the disadvantages of doing something. You can contrast information. Here's the data, here's the research, insight, here's how you use it. You can contrast logical content, facts, statistics, process with storytelling, metaphor, videos. You can contrast no interaction at all, maybe speak for 2-3 minutes, Then interaction, group exercise, show of hands, repeating words. You can contrast your delivery, kind of like high level energy, drop a little bit, fast, slower, how we deliver information. Contrast statistics, not only statistics now, but statistics in the past and projections in the future. You can contrast always remember what it is now and what could be like once they jump in or accept your product or service. Contrast colors. You see my font here is white and have a dark background. Contrast present and future, pain and gain. There's so many ways to use contrast in presentation. Here's our business partner or buddy here, Jeff Barrow. Contrast, right? Those pictures that you can see every single health magazine. Here's the guy or the girl, and then of course the transformation. Anyway, use contrast. Is a extremely powerful tool. Is everywhere around us. Just become aware of it. How can I use contrast in my next presentation? Regardless if you're doing one-on-one presentation, a video, a webinar, or speak in front of 5 people, 50 or 5,000. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.